Welcome back to Quelmar. Whether or not you are a returning visitor to our world or a first-time guest, we are super duper excited to have you joining us this evening for Super Dogs. And I am Rose, and I will be your game master this evening. I use she, her pronouns, and I am located outside of Baltimore, Maryland. Let's all introduce ourselves so we can go around and just introduce our player selves, not our characters yet. So let's jump over to Brendan.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brendan. I use he, him pronouns, and I am located in central Pennsylvania.
Amazing. All right, James.
Hi, I'm James. I use he, him pronouns, and I am also located in central Pennsylvania.
Two Pennsylvanians.
That's correct.
Hi, my name is Nell. I go by she, her, or they, them pronouns, and I am based in Baltimore, Maryland.
Awesome. Okay, and lastly, Alexandra, go for it.
Hi, I'm Alexandra. I use she, her, and wait for it, I'm also in central Pennsylvania.
Whoa.
All right, so tonight, as I said, we're going to be playing Super Dogs. And Super Dogs is actually a game that I wrote. Initially, I thought there was already a Super Dogs game out in the ether, and then it turned out that there wasn't. So I still wanted to play it. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So we start, readers, you have your comic book in front of you, and you open up on the first page to see a panel of a beautiful, picturesque sun. It's starting to set, it's early evening, a perfect time for a walk around the city, the park, wherever we turn out to be. And you can see the sun shining down on our dog park. And we're going to take this moment to, as a group, design and create this world in which our dogs spend a lot of their time. So our first question is, we want to describe the area surrounding the dog park. So does anybody have any ideas for what our surrounding area looks like?
We could go real cliche and put it in the middle of a big bustling city.
I like that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. We got we've got this fenced in area, but surrounding it on all sides are these tall apartment complexes, businesses, massive stores. It's got one of those like CVS's that's like 4 floors high, like the way, and really thin, kind of like that. So it's very like crowded right outside of it, but then you've got this beautiful little like naturey haven inside where your owners would take you to just like really enjoy the outdoors. There's not a lot of trees around here. It's mostly the trees are all in the park, but there's not a lot of trees in the city outside of it. So this is where you come to like have access to nature, basically. It's a treat for both humans and their doggos. But there's something special about this dog park, which is that it's home to our superhero team lair, which means it's got some special aspects to it that kind of deck it out a little bit extra. So what special, unusual resource does this dog park have?
Slides.
Slides. Yes.
Next to the CVS, there's an abandoned Radio Shack.
Amazing. Absolutely. And the slides are definitely like a special like dog park thing that like make coming to the park a lot more fun. But there's something else, like what I'm thinking is maybe something that makes it a little bit fantastical, makes it a little like super heroic. Do you guys have any thoughts about what that might be? I mean, I could start spitting things out.
Maybe like around it there are like fake fire hydrants with cameras in them to like be able to monitor stuff.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And then like if you go into one of the tunnels, there's like an entire wall of security.
Yeah, like
Now-
screens that, like, that
Hear
you
me
can
out.
look
What
at.
if instead of cameras, they are the camera equivalent of a nose? So we don't actually care about looking at whatever dogs are nearby, but we want to smell them.
Yes.
I
yeah.
love
So
that.
good.
I love that. So there are smell radars. You've got smell radars positioned in various places throughout the city. And when something smells awry, there's like an alarm that goes off. Underneath, there's like a picnic table that's like really run down. Nobody ever sits at it. But underneath that picnic table, you can go there and like see there's like a computer that shows you like a map of the city with like little red dots.
Smells bad. Should investigate.
Yeah, little like stinky lines come off of it. So it's a special dog park. Of course, the other dogs and the humans don't know about it, but you guys, being the heroes that you are,
We're in the know.
have needed to turn this doggy paradise into a doggy heroic paradise. And unfortunately, there is something about this place that it's still a dog park, right? And nothing is perfect in life. You can't have everything. So there's one thing about this dog park that makes your job slightly more difficult. Like one downside. What is it?
The fences are really high, so I can't jump over them.
Oh, so it's hard to get out of there.
Right. What if one of the slides has like in some way you can slide into the lair?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so how about instead of under that picnic table, there's one slide that just goes underground and you have like your whole security system set up there. Do you like that? Okay. All right.
It's always fun to come into work.
Yeah. So I think with that, I think it's time to give our hideout a name.
Oof, I'm not good at those.
Now, are we naming our hideout or the dog park?
The dog park, I think, because like what would it say on the map? I mean, they can't have the same name, and I think
my
that
thought for a little lair with all the cameras is the olfactory laboratory.
okay.
Nice.
You want to call it call it laboratory?
The olfactory laboratory.
The
Lab-
old
Not the
No,
old
no,
factory.
lab-
whatever it's
Olfactory, nose.
Olfactory. Olfactory. Laboratory.
but I believe it. I believe it. I'm
Laboratory.
old factory.
No. Olfactory. It's just the medical term for like smelling.
Well, now we have to go with it.
I'm
I love
sorry.
that,
I
yeah.
just really don't get it. OLE?
Oh, we did.
Oh,
I do see a recommendation in the chat.
ACT.
Instead of laboratory, what do we do? Why don't we do labradory? Shout out the bees in the
That's
chat
cute.
there.
Laboratory.
Labradory it is.
Laboratory.
Laboratory, not laboratory.
Labrador. Labradory?
Labradory, yes.
Labradory. And
Labradory.
it's located in a like place in the city that used to be a science facility called Laboratory Square. Like that's like the name of and then you call the lair the laboratory. Amazing. And you're just in the middle of a crowded square. So we catch this view of the sun shining down on the various parts of the Laboratory Square dog park. It shines on beautiful picnic tables where owners are sitting while their dogs frolic through the grass. We see somebody coming in through one of the fences, closing it, and you can just see the look of like security on their face, knowing that like nobody's going to be jumping this fence. And it just like it has like good energy, right? Everybody just seems like it's like a good day. You can see there are some kids. There's one kid that has a dog and he doesn't have like parents with him, but then other families that have kids with them, they're all like playing together, and And so I think this moment is when we kind of meet each of our heroes. But they're not heroes yet. Right now, I mean, you already are your heroes, but you're not in hero form right now. Right now, you're incognito. So I'd love each of you guys to give me a comic book panel of what we see of you and your owner, and give me a description of your dog. Give me their name. Give me what it looks like as their owner brings them into the dog park.
I'll say, my owner, so I am a Chihuahua, so the panel will obviously be focusing on my tiny Chihuahua body. But as we see the owner from the knees up, walking into the park with the Chihuahua on the leash, the Chihuahua will immediately flop on the grass and then go belly up, rolling side to side, as the owner sort of chastises him, says, Lou, come on, man, that's not cool. You're gonna get, every time, I gotta tell you, you're gonna just get allergies every time. And the Chihuahua has a tongue sticking out and continues to roll.
And I think Lou bends down and scoops you up and puts you, in order to avoid an allergy situation, carefully, delicately places you in a stroller so that you'll be safe from the outdoors.
Test. Every time I come to the park, there's one test. Is he going to go in the grass? Nope. Okay, stroller it is.
Exactly. And then you roll away from the entrance. And our next, who's coming into the park next?
Princess, aka Princess, arrives with her owner. She is a beautifully styled poodle, pure white fur, beautiful painted nails, whole shebang. She trots in. Her owner removes the very, very fancy leash. She picks her way very, very daintily around every single mud puddle, and then finds the one sunny patch of dry ground and sits and just watches over all the other dogs' antics.
Yeah, and I definitely think that Lou's owner will bring... Lou is your dog's name, right?
Not yeah, Lou's the dog.
Yeah, so Lou's owner definitely... I feel like two pampered dogs, their owners are in... They know each other. You guys have a routine of coming and relaxing in this sunny spot and viewing the play. And maybe you wish you could partake, Lou, but you're in a stroller.
I sit on a golden throne of lies.
All right, who is next to enter the dog park?
I can go.
Yeah, go for it.
So my dog is a chocolate Labrador. The chocolate lab and her owner run in because the owner is kind of an athletic person, wearing like a sports bra and athletic leggings, and my dog's name is Reese. So Reese and her owner run in, I should say, because they're they're trying to get their steps in. And the Labrador, Reese she sees all the other dogs, and she's like ready to play. And the owner is like, no, we got to go around the perimeter. I got to get my steps in. But she wants to go inside and play.
Yeah, so you start to kind of take a walk around the edges of the fence. You're inside of it, but you're not you haven't been let off the leash yet.
Yeah.
And your owner says, "Don't worry, Reese. We're going to have reward. It's worth it. The reward will be worth the effort. Every day we work hard and then we reward ourselves with play." And she pats you on the back. And then you take off running.
And Reese is wagging her tail, okay, all right.
Yeah, you're into it. You're so into it. And
I'm ready.
And our last dog, talk to me about what it looks like as you come into the park.
So you definitely see the comic strip is just the owner running into the park. Definitely a baseball or a tennis ball in one hand, a frisbee in the other. And then you see a big, wide bulldog just plodding behind. And you hear the owner, Peter, say, "Gadget, come on, you gotta run faster than that. You want to fetch the ball?" And then as soon as Gadget, the very wide a sort of like pale gray bulldog, as soon as he steps into the dog park, just flops down. No, does not want to fetch.
And your owner, he kind of sighs, and he like comes over to you and like waves the ball in your face, and he's like, oh, you want the ball? And then he throws it.
I will look at the ball, and then you can see the hesitation. Just slowly stand up, walk over, get it, and then bring it back and drop it and lay down again.
So everyone sees the ball being thrown. All the dogs in the park see that. Is anybody else going for the ball?
I'm still on the Reese is still
I
on
mean,
the
you could
leash.
still go for the ball.
Eh.
I will try. Do I have to make a check to get out of
Yeah,
the stroller?
I think that would be a dog roll. So go ahead. Let's see. I don't think this capitalizes on your dog breed.
Should we explain how this works for the viewers
Yes.
at home?
Amazing. Wonderful. So the way that this works is everybody has one stat. And it's one number, and depending on what they're trying to do, they have two options for what they could be rolling. You can roll super or you can roll dog. And depending on what you want to do, you want to roll either above your stat or below. So as you're doing a dog move, you're going to want to roll above your number. Yeah.
I'm
So
getting out of the stroller.
that's what we're going to find out.
Oh, okay.
And so let's go through the questions. You can get additional dice based on the following things. If your action expertly capitalizes on your dog breed, I don't know if that really
I
Chihuahuas
don't
are not.
think so. I'm not
I
very
don't
strong
think
or
so.
big.
Your superpower. Are you going to use your superpower in some way? Do you think?
You know, not that anyone knows this yet, but Lou is secretly a bit of a shapeshifter, which could help if he's sort of tied down, if he needs to like sort of squirm or slither in some sort of way, Elastigirl style.
You can do that, but it definitely you're going to have to describe like what the shapeshifting looks like and what how you're altering your body.
Yeah, I think I'll take an extra die if it helps me to capitalize on my shapeshifting. I think it's a matter of, because I am being pushed currently in a stroller by my owner, whose name is Friend. I will need to make this subtle, so it's less of a I'm going to turn into a bat and more of a I am going to slinky dog my way out of being strapped into this. So it's just a very small thinning and elongation of my torso and hind legs.
I love
to
that.
get myself out of this contraption.
Oh, that's great. I think that's amazing. So you can have an extra dice for that. The other things are, does it capitalize on your relationship with your dog owner? I would say no, it actually does the opposite of that.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to make you take away
Now
a
here's
dice,
a
'cause that's-
question. So I'm chasing a ball, and that's a dog
Yes.
roll. I'm using my power to do it. So is this a super or a dog roll?
I'm going to still call it a dog
So it's a
roll
dog
because I
roll
think
using
that's
super.
like, yeah, you're going to utilize your powers a little bit to help you, but it's still like at its core.
Yeah, so it's mostly
You're
about
doing
the
this-
goal.
Yeah, exactly.
This is I want to get a
Exactly.
ball, so this is a dog roll.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the last thing is, does it utilize a resource from your dog park?
Not really. And I mean, the ball is in the dog park, but it's not like part of the dog
No,
park.
I don't think that would add an extra dice. So you roll 2d6, and based on the outcome, go ahead and roll. We'll figure out what happens.
I got 9.
Okay. So what? No. So each number counts.
Oh,
as
that's
something.
right. So I got a 6 and a 3.
Okay. So that's one above. The one
Great.
that's above. Oh no! Wait, you have a 3. So actually, both of
Is
those
it-
succeed.
Okay.
So on if you have 2 dice succeed, good job, you did it. You are able to squeeze out of the stroller and make it toward the ball. So Lou and our buddy, what's your dog name again?
I think.
I'm
Gadget.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lou and Gadget, you guys are not the only two that had this idea, unfortunately. As you guys make it to the middle, there's also like several other retriever mixes. Golden retriever, there's like Labradoodle. There's a bunch of other like fetch dogs that also like think this is for them. So you guys all meet in the middle, and they're like, "Hi, can I have? Is that my ball? Is that my ball? My ball?
Finding Nemo, my.
What do you do?"
You see a little, out of Gadget's collar, a little hand come out, a little claw, mechanical claw come out, and then shakes his head and he goes back in. It's like, nope, can't.
And you just go back without the ball, or?
Yep, go back without the ball.
Okay, your owner definitely like scratches you on the head and is like, "It's okay, buddy. We'll get it next time." And he pulls out from his backpack. He has like 15 tennis balls in there. So, what about you? What about you, Lou? What do you do in this situation? Is that my ball?
There's a lot of bigger dogs than me here, so I will. Oh, jeez, I'm in public sight. I'm gonna just have to let them have it.
Okay.
I can't do anything to my
Yeah.
advantage when my owner is literally over there.
Yeah, in fact, he does come up behind you and says, "Oh my goodness, are you okay? Did you fall out of the stroller? I'm so sorry, I should have locked it." And they pick you up and carry you back over to, and put you in the stroller. And this time they like latch it a little tighter. It's still totally escapable, but yeah. What about, how's our Labrador doing? What's happening with you? Have you gotten your steps in yet? Our chocolate lab, how are we doing?
I'm so sorry. I didn't hear you.
Oh, how's
yeah,
the chocolate lab doing?
Reese saw the ball and like made like a movement to like chase it, but I feel like her owner is so focused on getting her steps in that she's like, not yet. Don't worry, just like 5 more minutes, I promise.
I think there's definitely one of those moments where she like runs ahead and then like the leash like you've stopped for a
Pulls her-
second
Yeah,
and it like pulls her arm back a little bit and then she's like,
Yeah.
"Come on, Reese, come on, we're almost done. We just gotta get around the fence one more time." And okay, so go ahead and describe to me like just like what other dogs are like coming up to you and like trying to interact, but like what does it look like as Reese just like follows her owner's instructions? Or doesn't. What does that moment look like of like all these distractions all around you? How do you resist them?
So, sorry. So, when Reese sees the ball and like doesn't make like a full blown like dash for the ball, but like definitely has like a moment of like wanting to go and like starts to turn. You know how like when a dog pulls and then the owner pulls, like the leash will like make the dog like stand up on its hind legs. No, Reese's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Everything's
Nothing
fine.
yet. Everything's fine. Like Reese's not gonna get hurt. I promise. But like it just makes her like change direction. She almost like It almost looks like you can see a dog pouting. Okay.
Oh, she looks a little sad, being kind of pulled around. She wants to stop and smell and pee on some flowers, but alas, we are exercising today. All right, what about Princess? Give me a few just like expressions of what Princess sees and how she judges it.
So Princess would very much like to be a fancy lady. She would very much like to be a very good dog. She, however, unfortunately has a stat of 5 and is a very bad dog. She is
Oh no.
can't really control it. And so, in order to be a very fancy lady and a very good dog, she simply sits to watch over the play and act like she's above it all and couldn't care less. But she needs to know what's going on at every moment. So it's a whole lot of just leaning until she almost falls over to try and hear whatever conversations are going around the park.
Yeah. And I'll say, as you're listening in, and you see Chihuahua or Lou is being put back in a stroller just at this moment, you do notice there's a situation happening a little bit as you're listening. You hear there's a puppy, like a beagle mix puppy who you've not seen in the park before, and then this big, like large Weimaraner, which is just like a big sleek dog with like a short tail, big ears, and the Weimaraner is like kind of like starting to chase around the puppy, but the puppy like doesn't seem super into it. The puppy is like seems a little more reserved, maybe just wants to stay by their owner. It's their first time at the park. But the Weimaraner is just like sniff his butt, is like, this is the part where you run away. This is, and then like you even hear like a little growl come out of the Weimaraner, and the puppy kind of just goes and starts to run away, and then suddenly like this full-blown chase breaks out.
Well,
Oh
We-
no.
that I will rise at this point and take off at a dainty trot, the kind of like dog run around the circle and the dog shows trot, to try and intervene in this fight.
Yeah, so how do you want to go about that?
I
And
would
does
like
anybody else want to intervene as well, or if you
Do
guys
we all
see this?
it?
Yeah, I
We can
think.
all see
Well,
this.
let's first see if it can be dissolved by our poodle friend. So how do you want to do that?
I'm watching them chase around the yard, and I want
Yeah.
the time to step between them in front of the Wumparump, the big dog,
Yeah, the Weimaraner,
the Weimaraner,
the big
and
dog.
just
Let's just go with
let
big dog.
them smack into me, and
Yeah,
I would
you-
like super strength to just
Yeah.
them bounce.
Okay. So I think that sounds like a super roll. That sounds like a super to me. So what you're gonna do? So here's what we take into consideration. I don't think it capitalizes on your dog breed, but I do think it would use your superpower since you have super strength. It doesn't really do anything with your relationship to your dog owner or use a resource of the dog park. So that gives you 2 dice. So you
Great.
roll. Your number is 5. Yeah.
Yes,
So you want to roll under your number for this.
4 or below.
Yes. Or I'm sorry, 5 or below.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was a 4 and then a 6.
Okay, so
So-
that's 1 success, which means that it succeeds, but you barely manage it. And so you guys know this dog. This dog is Steve, and Steve spends a lot of time at this dog park, and I'll tell you why. It's because his owner does not really. Steve's a lot. He's a lot. And so you guys just know that this guy's like really up in people's faces all the time. He's not like malintended, but he just has no boundaries. Like he's the kind of dog that doesn't know how to share space. So definitely what happens in
Aw.
this moment is you do succeed in stopping him from reaching the puppy. The puppy like scrambles away and like runs back to their owner, but it does like there's like a rolling effect. So you stop him like solid strength and he rams into you. But he's like clumsy. He like doesn't know how to navigate. So he just like rolls over you, and like the two of you guys just like there's like a rolling situation, and everybody notices. Like all the humans, all the dogs notice. So does anybody have anything they'd like to do as they see suddenly this like scuffle break out in the middle of the dog park?
Don't hurt Steve!
Would it-
I like Steve.
You hear from the stroller a cry come out.
Just a lot of
Don't hurt
Chihuahua
Steve.
yapping.
Yeah. Your owner, Lou, is like, calm down. It's okay. Don't worry.
They're
And
gonna
you
hurt
shouldn't be
Steve! He's a sad dog. He needs help.
All right.
Could I use one of my gadgets that I've created to
Always.
mimic Steve's owner's voice, shouting, "Steve"?
Absolutely. Definitely give me a super roll for that, I think. And you get to add a dice for it being related to your superpower.
Okay, cool.
So you get
So,
two dice. Because
then
I think that's very creative. So you want to roll below or equal to your number.
okay. Well, I got a 5 and a 2, and my number is 4. So I
Okay,
think-
so
I
that's
guess
one
it's
success. Yeah, so I think what happens is it works, but there is a complication. So essentially, in that moment, like somebody else notices. He comes, definitely the Weimaraner runs off, but I think that your owner, who was like starting to pull tennis balls out, hears like a voice come from your collar and looks down at you and's like, Gadget, what's going on? And he just looks at you, and he like starts to reach to pull out your leash, like thinking like what, or like starts to bend down to examine your collar. Uh-oh. Oh. She's back. Nell's back. I think.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
My camera. There we
Okay. Amazing. So your owner reaches down to start to examine your collar, and at that moment, all four of you guys, your collars, you guys have a special vibrating chip on your collar to let you know, like an alert system that that there's something going on in the city. So at that moment, your owner bends down, and all four of your collars start buzzing at the same time.
Oh,
So
okay.
you guys all have varying predicaments, but how do you get out of them? How do you make your way to the lair?
I think I'm going to reach over my shoulder, and I'm going to bite the back of the stroller, and I'm going to pull down, and a plush chihuahua will fold down on top of me as I escape through the bottom of the stroller.
That definitely happens. And so basically what the panel looks like is we see you bend backward and pull down the stroller lid, or the stroller like top, and for like there's like a couple panels that just like show the stroller just sitting there, and then like and then it zooms in and peeks in through, it has like one of those little windows in the top, but it's like kind of like smudged and foggy, and it peeks in and you can see there's still a chihuahua in there, but then it goes past and you then see that it's plush, and then we get a panel of you like running over toward the slide. All right, what about you, princess? What are you doing?
I need to put the slap down, and I would like to roll to use with strength to subdue my foe. Oh no, wait, he ran away.
Yeah, he did. He ran away.
Oh yeah,
I
great.
think at that time though, the beagle puppy does come up to like start to try to thank you, try to go like, thanks for getting that big dog away from me. I wasn't ready to make a new friend yet, but maybe now I can make a new friend.
I believe it to make a friend. Good luck. And I go racing off to the slide.
Oh, poor guy. And we definitely like see a panel of the dog just like that like sad puppy dog eye, and then but then he turns around and like walks over to, there's another poodle that is like somewhere else that like looks kind of similar to you but like a little smaller, and he's like, we get like one panel of him being like, I don't have any friends here, but maybe we can play together. All right. What about you, Gadget? How are you getting away from your predicament?
I start barking. And then I look at the frisbee that Peter has in his hand. And I start to nip at the frisbee. Sort of throw the frisbee.
That's tempting. His name's Peter?
Yes.
Peter's like, oh, you want the frisbee? You want the frisbee? Yeah. And he does that thing where he like teases you by putting it close to your mouth and then pulls it away. And then he throws it off like into the crowd. And of course, like all the golden retrievers start running towards it.
I also run towards it slowly, but
Yeah.
eventually I get there, and then I use one of the air cannons that I've made, a small one in my collar, that shoots the frisbee up over the fence, and then you see me go out and go and get the frisbee, and then I disappear into the lair.
Amazing. So I think the lair is through the slide, right? You go in through the slide that's in the dog park?
Oh, that's the only entrance? Okay, so
I mean,
I
do
go
you guys think
up.
there would be multiple entrances?
I guess there could be. We didn't figure that out.
I feel like there's just this one entrance, like the main. There might be like, you might be able to get out other ways, but like being in the dog park with the high fences,
All right,
it would be
see.
hard to, because you'd have to jump the fence to get the frisbee.
Yeah,
And
okay.
it's got like high fences, so.
So how about this? So I use the air cannon to blow the frisbee up onto where the slide is,
Yeah,
and then I climb up there, and then the frisbee falls into the group of golden retrievers, and I slide down the slide.
I love
But it
that.
looks like I've fallen into the group of retrievers.
Yeah, I think that that really works, and definitely like the last thing that we see is your owner like going over as if he's gonna like fish you out, and that's the last thing we see of you. And our last dog that needs to get into the lair is going to be our Labrador Retriever friend Reese. How are you getting away? You're still on a leash.
So I feel like Reese is gonna take seeing that other frisbee as an opportunity to not like aggressively, but just like annoy her owner enough to let her off the leash, like sniffing
Yeah.
at her, like not jumping, but like licking her legs and like being just acting very very excited to go and run
Yeah,
around.
like you're really like
And
going dog ham right now.
yeah, pretty much. Like yeah, just using the
Yeah,
frisbee as like
I
a
do think
opportunity.
I do think since you're still on a leash, I am gonna have you make a roll for this one. I know I didn't have anyone else make rolls, but I think I'm gonna have you make a dog roll. And
Okay.
I do think that talk to me about your relationship with your owner.
Yeah,
Like,
so my owner, basically she's athletic, like I was saying, so we bonded through like going out and playing and stuff like that. So like the bond between Reese and her are pretty close.
yeah,
So
it's
like
like play.
she kind of knows like Reese's like this is I want to play kind of behavior or I want to eat kind of behavior. So she understands like what she wants.
Yeah, so I think that this would definitely capitalize on your relationship with your owner. So you get an
Yeah.
extra dice for that. And
So
then
2d6?
yeah, do you think I mean, based on being a Labrador Retriever, I think that this actually also would be using your breed, right? Because retrievers are known for like wanting to fetch,
Yeah.
and you're going with like the frisbee vibe. Like you're wanting to show like I want to go get the frisbee. So I think that that gives you 3 dice. So you can roll 3 dice. And what is your number again?
I decided on 3.
Okay, awesome. So you're gonna want to for this dog roll equal to or above your number, above 3.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll and
For
then I'll
each
tell you the
dice. So
number.
just tell me the numbers on the dice when you.
Okay, so I got 5, 5, 1.
Okay, so that's still 2 successes, which means that you do it well. You succeed in, she's like, okay, all right, I'll finish up getting my steps on my own. And she like clips off your leash and takes off your pedometer that she has attached to your collar and tucks it into her pocket and then like pats you on the back and like gestures that you can go run. And she's definitely gonna like keep an eye on you, but you like she'll like look over every once in a while, but she's gonna keep doing her steps around the perimeter while you go play.
Lou is
And,
jealous
Gotta
of
get
that
those steps in.
independence.
Oh, poor Lou. So yeah, so as the 3 of you guys all managed to make it. The other 2 of you have already slid down the slide, but you're the last one. You kind of nuzzle through the group of retrievers who are now like, my frisbee, my frisbee. Is that my frisbee? I think that might be my frisbee. I think that should be my frisbee. And you manage to like jump over them and slide down the slide. So everybody, give me one thing to describe what we see when we get as we slide down the slide into the lair. Like, give me one thing about it. The main resource that you guys have down here is the map, but give me some description, like some flavor of what it looks like.
I have done the decorating. I bejeweled all around the outside edge by picking rhinestones off my own collar and placing them around.
Amazing. And of course your owner definitely would replace them anytime that you lost a rhinestone. So like there's a lot.
Oh my god. Can the buttons on like maybe there's like a button like a keypad
Yeah.
for dogs? Can the buttons be paw prints? Like where we would like where the paw like where our paws would like
Amazing. And
exactly. Yeah.
certainly. And there is, I think I'll add, there is like a thing where you like put your paw on it, like a paw-shaped security measure to get into the lair when you
Yeah.
get to the bottom of the slide. And there's a lot of paw-shaped things. Anybody else have anything?
The
What-
screen is round. Frisbee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are just a ton of random electronic supplies around. Like somebody went through an abandoned Radio Shack that was across the street and took everything and
Who
brought it
would have
down.
done that? I
I
wonder.
don't know.
Several of them have been decorated with rhinestones as well.
Did Gadget like
They're-
create our whole system? Like he built the computers and the navigation and the
Oh,
screens
yeah.
and
definitely.
everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe when he was building this laboratory, he was originally building it just for himself and then realized, oh, there are other people and other dogs in this park that we could use it to actually use it as a super lair.
It's definitely like pieced together bits of all of you, right? Like layers on, like each of you maybe joined the team at a different time. Like when you accidentally revealed your powers to each other, you would then join the team. So it's like there's definitely like a lot of heart in the laboratory as well.
I think Lou's addition to the lab is one door stop, one of those springy door stops located in the far eastern wall that every time he comes down, he hits the bottom of the slide and immediately bolts to the doorstop and plays with it a little bit while everybody else is arriving.
Oh,
That's amazing. So
It's rhinestone tipped. Right, so at the end of the, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, definitely. So as you guys all slide down the slide, you guys have 4 like leather chairs that are sat in front of the computer system, and they're leather chairs, but then they have like dog beds in the chairs. So you can, and they're like all different heights so that each of you guys can like jump into them in different sized chairs. And you guys slide in, and what are each of your, as you slide in, you like you put on your costume, your superhero costume. So what does your superhero costume look like?
no. Oh.
Do we have matching costumes, or are we like the Justice League where it's just a mismatch
I mean,
of...
you could have matching
We
costumes.
could have matching.
We would need a team name if we've got matching costumes, right?
We do.
Maybe we
Yeah.
do have a team name.
I do have to say, I really need the costumes to be red to match my nails if we're going with matching costumes, so that it needs to be cohesive, brand synergy.
Yeah, I mean, you guys could each have like an accented item that's all like with the same color, or something like that.
Symbol is the same on all of our costumes.
Mhm.
But we have like different colors.
Or you just literally just change collars and then you all have like a superhero symbol on it. But it's just like a
Not
slight
even
change.
a costume. It's just a different
I
color.
am a fan of the color idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys still just look exactly the same, but you just have like the pendant on your collar changes out. So you guys all go over to where there's like a mechanical arm that like replaces the item. Do you
We
want
could-
like Go ahead.
So we could pull a flash, and instead of like a costume coming out of a ring, the costume comes out of our collars.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
That's
kind of
pretty
cool too. Do you guys need like a mask or like a
Yeah.
cape or something like that?
Oh, always a mask, right?
I mean, you could have a mask if you want. Everybody at home, now is a good time to wear a mask. That's all. Okay.
True.
Go ahead.
I think Lou skips the mask. I think Lou is just going to enlarge his snout 3 inches longer.
Ooh,
Nice.
yeah.
Maybe shorten the
So we
ears
just-
slightly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you've got some just like metamorphizing that's happening.
Yeah, no one would
um,
recognize me.
Yeah, now you look like a Chihuahua mix.
It's true. It's true.
Not
Mixed
to be
with what?
confused with a purebred. Who knows?
Is it Pit Bull? Is it Labrador?
Who could tell? Who could tell? All right. Anybody else have any costume accents that they want to add?
I do.
I think.
Oh,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'll wait.
Okay. Well, I think Gadget definitely has goggles that come down out of the collar just to cover the eyes.
Yeah, like one of those things that just like it when it opens, it's like
Yep.
like an opening technical arm or ladder or something like that. I love that.
I think Princess's headpiece is a very small crown that perches like on the head poof, gold with little red gems to match, of course, the rest of the attire,
Amazing.
which is
Amazing.
a color and nails. Is the
Yeah.
attire?
Yeah, whatever. Your costume has been specially designed to change color based on your nails.
Yes, it has. Thank you, GM.
Yeah. All right. Lastly, what about you? Oh, everybody also has to say their superhero name at this time as well. Because your collar on the front, it has the symbol, which I think is probably like, it probably has an like a SD on it, like for Superdog or something like that. Unless you guys have another team name that you want.
Superior dog.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Not simply
Not to
super,
be confused.
superior.
Does it just look like Scooby-Doo's collar? Doesn't he have an SD?
Yes.
He does. He does.
That's where you guys
yeah.
got them, I think. You're a ragtag group of heroes.
We stole them off of Scooby-Doo plush dolls.
We bit them off.
Stands for Super Dogs!
Superior dogs, dear. Superior.
So yeah, so you guys all have that, but then on the back it does have your superhero name. So let's jump over to our Labrador Retriever, and you can describe and then tell us your name as well, and then we'll go through
Right.
and remember everyone's hero names.
So, since her owner is very athletic, I feel like she went and like tried to find like maybe her spandex that she doesn't wear anymore, and like turned it into like a dog version of like leggings and like a shirt to make it look real tight. And
You got
I
the
feel like
full 9 yards.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because she's seen her owner like wear her like leggings and like sports like shirts and things like that, and she's like, oh, hey, it, like rubbed off on her, and she thinks it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, and also you have the power of flight, right? So aerodynamic is very important.
Right.
If
And-
anyone's ever been a swimmer, you know, like the tighter the gear, the better the movement.
Yeah. And I feel like just because I really want to, she has a cape.
Okay, yeah. And it's a special cape that doesn't get caught in propellers or any other dangerous situations.
We're not going to disappoint Edna Mode today.
Yeah, it's like a tiny cape that like is low to the. It doesn't like. It's not dangerous.
Why
I
aren't
just-
tearaway capes a thing? Tearaway collars are a thing, right? Tearaway cape.
I think a tearaway
Yeah.
cape. That sounds. Yeah. So if it gets caught in something, it'll just come off, and you have like a whole stash of a bunch of capes that you can pull out and put on if something goes
Yeah,
wrong.
exactly.
And what's your hero name? On the back of the
Right.
collar, you turn it over, and it says.
The Fantastic Fur.
I love that. Amazing. So you come down the slide and you whoosh into your costume. You're the last one in, and as you go through, you pass your Chihuahua friend who is taking a brief moment to pat on the little door stopper, and they are all costumed up with their uniquely slightly shifted tail, slightly shifted nose, slightly wider haunches. And as you look, their collar slightly flips over a little bit. And what do we see?
It says, Chupa Chihuahua.
And Chupa Chuapa, you turn and you join the Labrador, and the two of you guys are walking together through the lair. As you guys go through, you pass where Princess is taking a moment to throw a couple of jewels onto one of the new, like, you guys have like a bulletin board that you just got a new bulletin board. So you're taking a moment to throw some jewels onto that bulletin board. And as you adjust the crown, right? It's a crown? The
Yes.
crown atop your head and sort of adjust your clothing and turn toward your companions. Your collar flips, and what do we see?
It still says princess. Looks identical to her regular collar.
It looks exactly the same. You have nothing to hide because you're a goddamn star. And as you guys, the three of you, enter the main section of the lair, coming to the end of the hallway, your 4 chairs are set out, and Gadget spins around, pulling his goggles down over his eyes, and sitting up comfortably in his dog bed in a chair. And the collar, what does your collar say again?
Collar says Peter Barker, of course named after the most amazing hero that Gadget knows, his human Peter.
Oh,
Aw.
oh,
I know that's where you were going with that. That's so cute.
I love that.
You
That's
see
adorable.
just 4 little, like, almost arms come out of the collar, and those are basically his main tech gadget that he uses.
Yeah, amazing. So you guys all kind of make your way over to your 4 chairs, jumping up and settling down to view the screen. There's a special maneuver that you have to do to open up the security camera, like the security sniffer map. And what is that maneuver?
Do a little tail thwop in a certain rhythm in unison, like the Blue Man Group.
Yes, so there's like a sensor bar on like the front of the console, and you guys all turn around and like in unison all wag your tail like wag 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 wag.
Group wag.
And the computer turns on and says, "Welcome. Hope you're having a possum day." And then it pans out and you can see a map of the entire city, and it's got like all these different, like, most of it is blue, and it has like just like different color shades of blue to kind of show like what if there's like a lot of activity in those areas, a lot of different kinds of smells. But then there's one area which is actually not too far from here. It's just a couple blocks away. There is a Barnes and Noble, like a bookstore. I'm sorry, not Barnes and Noble. Like, it's literally spelled, because this is Quelmar, so it's actually spelled like barn, like the cow, like where you would keep cows, and noble. It's run. It was formerly, initially, it was invented as it was a farmer who then became a noble and started this bookstore. And you can see it's got like the red. Well, okay, you can't see because it's actually black and white because you're dogs. I just remembered that you guys are dogs.
Would color vision be a superpower?
I think it would be. It would definitely be a superpower. So instead, what you guys see is like a slightly sepia, like a black, like a two-toned map, and it's like really like it's flashing where the incident is occurring, and it's flashing, and you can see like it's got the little like squiggly lines coming off of it, and it has a little emoji, a little emoticon of a cat. And you know what this means.
It's a
This
cat.
means the return of an old nemesis. The cursed Calico, who you have all tangled with before, and continues to come back, comic after comic, to try and thwart you. And you don't know what the cursed Calico is up to this time, but you know it can't be good. The Calico is an ancient being from an alien planet that has been on this planet for as long as anyone can remember. At first, it lived in crypts underground, and there are ancient tomes. If you look on on your shelves, you have tomes that detail long histories of the cursed Calico and how it lurked in crypts underneath of where the city would eventually become a flourishing metropolis. But eventually, something happened, some sort of magic that released this being, this otherworldly being. And it was angry. And it's the reason it's called the cursed Calico is because it's not exactly a cat, but it does have that like, it's very like furry, and it has like that kind of like, I'm sorry, it's a humanoid. So they have like that like calico coat. But then what is also very cat-like about them is that like they're very fickle kind of. So like they'll go away for a while, they'll like disappear, and then suddenly show up and like really want something. So they're like a recurring villain.
Visually speaking, how much does the cursed Calico resemble any of the leading actors from the hit film Cats?
I
That's
don't
Jason
know
Derulo.
how much does the cursed Calico resemble any of the leading
I'm thinking
actors
Jason
in Cats.
Derulo's character
Ooh.
from
Okay.
Cats.
Yes,
Okay.
Jason Derulo.
Jason
I-
Derulo was in Cats?
Yeah. I'll support that. I will support that imaging for this villain. And I'll also say, throughout time, the cursed calico is known to have taken multiple forms. But this is like how you know the cursed calico. This is like your nemesis version. You're sure there have been other hero teams that have fought and conquered this creature in the past, but they have been recurring throughout history. So, you see this symbol showing a few blocks down that the cursed calico is making a stink. What do you do?
It's making a what?
A stink.
Like a literal stink or like a scene?
Well, you have your smell cameras. That's how you know about stuff.
Oh. I forgot.
So there's a
Smells
scent.
like bad news.
Smells?
Can I hack into the system's the city's CCTV network so that I can see what's
Yeah.
going on?
Absolutely. So, okay, let's go ahead and give a roll. I think that is going to be a 2 dice super roll, is what I'm going to say. So you want to
Alright.
get below. I'm sorry. Yeah, you want to roll under your number.
Okay. I got a 5 and a 3. My
Okay,
number
so
is
that
4, so.
Okay, so that's 1 success, which means you do it, but there's a consequence. So you're trying to hack into the security cameras, right? So go ahead and describe to me what that looks like on the page for readers.
So you see out of the back, you could almost call them like spider legs, almost. And they come out and begin typing on the keyboard, and you just see lines of code. Like if you've ever been to hackertyper.com, that's what it looks like. And it's just lines of code coming up. And eventually you see a screen and then all the time I'm saying, all right, I'm in the mainframe. I'm almost there. I've gotten through the first line of defense, and now I'm hacking in and I'm busting through. And then I hit emphatically enter, and then hopefully a screen shows up of what's going on.
So definitely like all the buttons, it's not like keys with letters on them. It's just like paw prints. Like they all like to the readers, it looks like a QWERTY keyboard, but if every key had a paw print on it instead of a letter. And so you eventually make it through. For a moment, the screen is static, and then it turns on a bunch of cameras. You can see a bunch of them because the Barnes & Noble, it's a city, so it's multiple floors. And you can see like it flips on one camera that's in the elevator, and you can see just like some people carrying a bunch of books going down the elevator. One person's like checking to see if they have enough money to pay when they get to the bottom. You can see a camera that shows the front desk, and there's nobody at the front desk, so you can see like the person that's in charge of the front desk is just like picking their nose. And then you can see there's a camera of one of the top floors that is like a complete glass top floor, and it's got like a beautiful view of the entire city, and it's just like a place where all these people are just sitting reading or listening to music or something like that. And then the last thing that you see is a camera shot of the basement of the Barnes & Noble, which none of you guys have ever been to. It's an off-limits area. People don't just like chill out there, but with the cameras you can see they have all these archives in the Barnes & Noble basement, and it's like these massive like long lines of shelves with just all these tomes and books and resources on them. And you guys can see there is an area where Calico is there. He's just in the basement, and there is a person in a Barnes & Noble uniform, and you can see they have like a glazed look in their eye, and they're just like walking from places on the shelves and like taking things off the shelf and bringing them over to where Dr. Calico is sitting at a desk with just all of these papers out spread across the table, and he's got like a giant feather pen, and he's like scribbling on the papers, muttering to himself. And you can also see he's got all of these like different bottles like with different colored liquids and all these weird stones and stuff like that, all just like sat out. And you know that must have been what the smell was coming from, was from these weird like bottles of whatever he has there. And you see all this, and then the camera, Calico looks up right into the camera, and they smile a little bit. And they look at then they look away and they look at the attendant and they say, "Why don't you go ahead upstairs and just check and make sure that all of the doors are locked." And then she does. She turns and like sort of starts to go up the stairs, and then he just looks back at the camera. He takes some of his papers and like stacks them nice and neatly and pushes them to the side, and then pulls out like something that just looks like this kind of like this giant piece of paper, and he starts drawing some kind of like symbol on it. And then he just look and the whole time he's just like looking at the camera. And then he calls. The attendant comes back and she says, "I checked, all the doors were locked. Is everything all right?" And he goes, "No, everything's fine. I'm hoping to keep out the pests today." And then the camera goes to static. And that one goes away.
Is that a trap?
Alright, dogs. It looks like I was able to give the system a run around. It was a walk in the park. I fetched the video feed, but at the end it looks like Calico pulled the leash on us.
I just love that so much. So you just get brownie points. You get a treat. You get an extra treat at the end of the once you accomplish the mission. So what do you guys do?
Gotta go there, right?
Do you guys have a vehicle, do you think?
I don't know if dogs can.
Maybe not.
I don't even know if super dogs can drive.
Well, we already found out that raccoons can drive, so...
Raccoons can. Is this the same city that the raccoon game took place in?
We don't know. Maybe. We'll decide at some point. Perhaps. So what are you guys doing? How are we getting to the Barnes & Noble?
Yeah, how do we normally exit? Do we go back up the slide? Or
I
is
don't know.
it...
They're naming another exit so they can't see us come out in our costumes.
Yeah, I that makes sense. But what do we think that would look like?
Maybe it's a tunnel one of us dug ourselves.
Okay, so there's just like so most of this place is like really fancy, but then there's literally just like a casual dirt tunnel that exits just like there is not grass outside of the dog park though. So it comes up in like a shaded corner of the dog park, and you're still inside the fence, but like there's a commotion happening, remember, because there was a frisbee, and like the dogs in the middle of the park are like now like starting to fight over the frisbee, not violently, but like owners are having to intervene. So you guys have a way, you just have to figure out how to get over the fence.
Well, I would like to suggest that I, like he is a very small kitten, pick up Lou with my teeth by the scruff of the neck and just fling him with my super strength over the fence.
Yep, that's how it happens every time.
I think that
I did not seek your permission the first time. I just did it.
Nope.
Never stopped doing it.
I think that definitely requires a roll.
Alright,
To not
is that
overthrow. I think that's super. I'll say, I guess this is expertly capitalizing on your superpower. So go ahead and throw our boy Lou.
Your boy. Alright, that's a
Chupacabra.
5 and a 6. Jeez Louise.
Okay.
Me right into the wall, buddy.
Yeah, so
So sorry.
I think just what happens is you throw him over and he just like flies.
Sorry, is it
And-
my number below? Because if my number is a 5, I don't know if that's a success.
Oh,
or...
well, that's one success, but it's still
One
a success
success.
with a complication.
Yes.
So you throw him, and immediately there's like an open porthole, like pothole, thing, one of those vents where like steam comes out and stuff
Oh,
on
no.
the other side of the street. You throw him so hard
A
that
manhole?
yes, that's what it's called. You don't fall right in, but you like slide towards it. What do you do?
I was gonna say, can I do a super roll to spread myself out like a flying squirrel and extend skin membrane out in all directions? So
Oh
that
yeah,
I can...
if you would like to assist, you can assist. There's
Oh,
a mechanic
yeah.
in this game called helping. So you could
Yes.
let her roll an additional dice.
Yes, I will help her throw me across the vents.
That's another 5. I don't know why this is rolling.
Okay, so that's
It's
two.
still a success.
That is 2 successes. So then that doesn't happen. There is there is the porthole, but because you like super squirrel yourself out, you manage to glide gracefully down onto the sidewalk on the other side of the street. What do the rest of you do? To get over the fence.
Oh, I fly.
Oh right. So you fly over the fence. You don't even have to- I don't think that requires a roll. You get to the other side, and your 2 friends are still on the other side.
I think.
Can I?
Uh,
I'm sorry. Could I like pick up like one of the smaller dogs by the scruff and take them over?
Yeah. How big are the other 2?
Well, we got a Chihuahua.
She's already. Lou is. Chupa Chuabra is already on the other side of the
How
street.
big
because
is
of the throne.
Gadget? Is the question.
Oh, bulldogs are
yeah,
kind of.
Peter Barker is not very tall, but pretty wide.
I'll say you can make a roll.
Like my dog.
You can make a roll
Princess
to carry
is not
someone
very
with
wide, but is very tall.
Well, how
You can make a
tall
roll-
is Princess? Like, how big is Princess? What kind of poodle is Princess? Like a.
She's pretty big. She's pretty tall. She's very.
So she's a
she's
a
got,
standard
like really
poodle.
skinny
Okay.
legs with a big poofs at the bottom. Yeah. Thin,
Okay,
but
well, can I try to pick one of them up?
I think
I think
I'd say you can make a roll to do that. A super roll to fly with cargo.
1 or 2 dice.
This is using your power, so that would be 2 dices, and no other bonuses. So that's 2, unless somebody wants to help.
Whoa! I almost fell off the desk. 5 and 1.
Okay, what's your number again? 3.
3.
Gotcha. Did somebody want to help, or
I
is
could
that
potentially help if you want to lift me. If when you like, however, I don't know whether your claws or like teeth in, but I will do a powerful jump to try to assist with the liftoff.
Oh, okay.
amazing?
That works.
It's still very dainty.
so go
It's still a
ahead
very
and
dainty
roll,
jump,
then
but
roll
powerful.
1 more dice, and we'll see if it goes better.
4.
For super, you want to roll under, so unfortunately that's going to be a success with complications, which, remember that manhole that I was talking about? You guys both just fly right into it. You're now, like, you got your
Can I fly
paws,
out
like,
again?
out on the side. Yeah, you can easily fly out again, but first you got to figure out, like, how you're going to... You guys are both in it. You swoosh in, and luckily the 2 of you are big enough, but you're, like, a little bit stuck.
Very embarrassing.
You're like upside down, facing each other in
I'm
the hole.
sorry. At least you're over the fence. Can Gadget make something to help us?
Yeah,
Gad-
so I was just about to say, I think Gadget, every time they do this, Gadget always tries to jump over the fence. Just using no superpowers at all. Just always goes for it. No, never gets it. And then
The dog roll, if you want to make a dog roll, I guess, to jump the fence.
oh, could I?
You could
This
try.
This is the one time I can make it?
Yeah, go ahead. This does not utilize your dog breed, I don't think. Unless
Every
do you
dog
think-
has his day.
And what's your relationship with your dog owner? Do you think that this would capitalize on that at all?
Yeah, I guess, because Peter is an athlete, always wants to, be playing fetch and
Yeah, so you can add a dice for that. You're not using any resources from the park, so you get 2 dice. And there's no one there to help you, I'm sorry.
All
They
right.
both are in a pothole.
And I want to roll above my number, right?
Yes, for
And
dog, you want to roll above.
Okay. I got a 5 and a 1.
Okay,
Virgos.
so I think what happens is you jump, you do succeed in jumping, but then you're like on the fence. Like it's like a
Not sure if I want to go over. or not.
it's like a wall kind of. It's like one of those fences that has like this area of it is like wider. It's like a stone wall and you like land on the top.
I'm so excited.
And-
So
and-
excited. Tail
I think-
wagging, then can I see them in the manhole?
Yeah, you can see them, and I think you even can jump down. But what happens is the complication was not that you don't make it. It was that as you're going, you hear your owner shout, "Gadget!" And then you disappear on the other side of the fence.
What have you done? He's onto us.
So proud
like
of
a-
me!
You're in
He's like a
costume though,
robot
right?
dog.
So he won't like know, or maybe you just hear his voice just go like, "What is that?" And you recognize it as his voice, but he doesn't know for sure that it's you. I think, maybe at this point, because you're in costume,
Yeah.
and superhero costumes are exclusively successful, no matter how complicated they are.
Of course.
The Clark Kent glasses.
Exactly.
So seeing them in the manhole cover, I'll go ahead and lower like a little claw down out of the.
Yeah.
To extract.
Yeah, I think that just works. I don't think
I'll take
like
the free ride.
Yeah, I think you're able to like kind of get the two of them out of there, and the three of you finish running across the street just as a giant car goes by right where you had been, and you meet up with Chupa Chihuahua, bruh. And
Wow,
the
Chihuahua Chupa, bro.
the four of you guys
Ah,
dart
Chupa
off
chupa
down
chupa.
the street. Over your shoulder, you can see that your owner, as well as all three of the owners, have crowded by the gate of the thing. They don't see you, but you can just, if you look over your shoulder, you would see the four of them crowded by the fence, like away from the rest of the commotion. So you make it to the Barnes & Noble, and we had a panel of the four of you guys sitting on the front step outside of, or like sitting in an alleyway right next to like where, because there's like alleyways between the buildings, so you guys are right next to the side of the building. You can see like the windows and stuff like that. So how are you guys getting in to the building?
What would
Into the
Steve
basement.
do? That's what I say
What?
every mission. What would Steve do?
Why do you like Steve so much?
Hey, okay, leave it alone.
Okay.
what
Um,
level of emergency do we suspect this to be, team? Is it time for subtlety or a more brutal approach?
Calico's in the
Sorry.
basement. We need to get into the basement somehow.
Hmm.
Looks like we
No.
lost now. Oh, Now's back. See?
Back.
Hold. And... Hey!
who's back?
I
Should I
would-
walk-
if we're going
I'm
to go in
asking,
subtly,
Should I just walk through? Leave a hole.
if we're going to go in subtly, I could do this, and I'll reel back a little bit, and my face will shapeshift, and so it's this god-awful chimera of human face on a dog body. I think I could pass. Look at
No.
me, I am human.
How about you give me a 2-dice super roll to show me how good your
Okay.
your thing is. And I'll say,
do
since
what I
you have a
think you
human,
did?
since your owner treats you like a human,
It's true
I'll
that
say you
it's
get
my...
another extra dice
All
because
right,
you
we'll make it
are
3.
always treated like a human.
Did you just do what I think you did, James?
Is this Full Metal Alchemist? Because I don't.
I'm
like
not
it.
saying it's a little Full Metal Alchemist inspired. If I said that, we'd all be sad. So this is a happy game. So I'm trying to roll above 3 or below 3 if it's super.
You're trying to roll below.
Great. Well, I got a 6, a 6, and a 5. So it is a terrible, ugly human. It looks like a cartoon character.
Yeah. So but you guys think it looks great. It's not the best, but I mean, like, I'm sorry, you rolled so terribly. So it looked like it could pass. Like, as a group, you're like, yeah, like, that's human-esque. You definitely like are on 2 legs now.
Some of your finest work, truly.
It's not perfect. You guys can tell it's not perfect, but you can't like pinpoint like what's wrong with it or decide whether or not for sure it would work.
Let's give it a go. Go ahead.
Oh my god.
Show us what you're made
Why
of.
not? The doors
After
are
you?
locked.
I will hop because I can't really walk. So it's just gonna be dog hopping into the automatic doors, and I'll wait there for them to open. And I will
Yeah.
take them opening as a sign that they have accepted me as one of their own. And
Yes.
I will hop into the Barnes
Well,
and
so the
Noble.
Barnes and Noble is open. So the first floor you can get into easily. That's must not be the locked door that they were referring to in the video. But as you go in, immediately there is a reaction. What the panel looks like, we don't actually see whatever you've morphed into. It's just a silhouette of like a very strange humanoid shape, and like the rest of the 3 of you guys like start to come in, and like there's just screams.
I will yap,
Come
and I'll
from
just be like,
inside.
I am a human! These are my dogs! Hello! But it's just, yap, 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 yap!
And suddenly like a big security guard comes up like trying to like subdue you.
Hello!
And the rest of the 3 of you guys hear all of this like screaming, and then like 5 people run out, including the clerk from the front desk. They run outside, but we don't. And so yeah, so that's what happens. And the security guard comes up with handcuffs just as the 3 of you guys are going in. What do you do?
I would like to pounce onto his chest and just tumble
Oh my.
forwards a bit.
Yeah, I think. What do you think that is? Do you feel like that's a dog? It kind of sounds a little dog-ish.
Oh, yes.
But do you?
Dog roll.
I think that sounds like a dog roll to me, like a pouncing roll. Do you feel that way
Let's see.
as well?
Yes, I do. I would like to use my super strength, so I get those 2 dice.
Yes, you can
Can I take
absolutely.
this
And then
roll?
if anybody would like to help you, they can add an additional dice. If this is a 3-person tackle, you could all do it together, and there could be 4 dice.
Dog
Yeah.
pile.
Can I go behind and sort of do like trip the guard from behind?
I love that. And it doesn't use a resource from your dog park. What about? Are you helping at all, Alexandra? Are you helping at all, Fantastic Fur?
Sure. I'll help pounce.
Yeah, so that's 4 dice. So you just need 2 successes.
Well,
Or
1 failure. 2 is a success. 5. I'm so sorry.
You want to roll equal
5
to
is that a success or a
or-
failure?
over. Equal to or over.
Okay, 1 success.
Okay.
2 failures. 3 failures.
Okay, so that's still, if 1 die succeeds, you barely manage it. So all of you guys together bull rush this security guard who's just like a guy that works for Barnes and Noble. He's not, you can tell as soon as you see the look in his eyes of terror as all of you bull rush him, you can tell he's not involved in whatever the stank in this room is, in this building is. But you do pounce on him. I think it's difficult, it takes a while, it takes time, and in that time, I think since you're not in the pounce, Chupa Chuabra, you can tell that you see there's like a door to a stairwell. You see it crack a little bit, and that
Can I follow
attendant-
my nose?
Yeah. So
Figure I'm a
basically, I'm
dog
just
and a
telling you,
strong stank.
in the time you see the door crack, and you see the attendant sees that you guys are all there, and then closes the door.
Oh, do I
and then-
recognize the attendant?
Yeah.
Oh.
From the video.
Yep! Yep!
And then she disappears on the other side of the door. And you guys have subdued the security guard. There's a panel of dust flying everywhere and like various sounds. And when it flips to the next page, it's just like there's like the security guard is sitting behind a bookshelf with the handcuffs on.
I put rhinestones on his handcuffs as a sign of apology.
Amazing.
And then leave him there.
Amazing. And definitely everyone has evacuated this first floor because of that awful monstrosity. Are you still?
Yeah,
still-
I still think I'm a human. So I'm still gonna be on hind legs looking at the others, and I'll just take a little
I
chihuahua paw
definitely.
and point at the door. He's there! He's there! She's there! They're there! Whatever it was, the attendant!
I would definitely say you did hear as somebody was running by you. It's inhuman.
Oh,
Like
that's
you
rude.
could tell.
That's just rude. How dare you? I am a perfect human.
And you can and continuously we just see panels of your silhouette. We never see what you actually look like.
I'm imagining though Scrappy Doo from the live action Scooby Doo movie when he's like peeling the face off.
Okay, so what do you do? What do you guys do? You guys now see the door. You go over to the door. It is
I can
locked.
attempt to chew
Chew
through it,
through the door.
to push, to headbutt through.
Oh, headbutt it. I thought you said chew, and I was like, I mean, I guess you're a dog. You're good at chewing.
but someone else may want to try who will leave less rubble in their wake.
Yeah, so I think if you wanted to, like, I think for this, for this particular thing, it would probably be super if you're just trying to, like, break down the door. It's not, like, anything I mean, I don't know. Does anybody think that sounds like a very dog thing to do? Just, like, bust down a door like a battering ram. I don't think that sounds very dog-esque, so that's going to be a super roll. Do you want to give me a roll for that?
Can I help out by pointing my souped-up laser pointer, and then it burns a hole through the lock? Is that a thing that I
Yeah,
can
and you
have?
can even, like, show, like, the weak point in the door,
Mhm.
so that she knows what to go for. So that's going to be 3 dice. So, yeah.
2 successes.
Amazing. Are any of them... Okay, so that's 2 successes. Were any
Thank
of
you,
them
darling.
exactly 5?
Yes, one of them was.
Okay, I just realized that I forgot about one of the mechanics of this game. If you roll your number exactly, you have a super dog moment. So, what that means is you get special insight into what's going on. You can ask me a question, and I will answer honestly.
My question is, what was the symbol that the Calico was drawing
Okay.
that we saw earlier?
Yeah, so you would know from the reading that you guys have all done on the Calico and various magical evils that it is a ritual, like, spell type of thing that is designed to turn back time.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah, I take off running, and as I reach the door, it occurs to me, and I yell, "Time magic!" as I just, like, ram through the door.
Yeah,
Not
and sorry
again.
guys, I forgot about that rule, but I think it makes the most sense to really have that kick in now that we're, like, really in the battle anyway, so it's perfect. All right, so you guys ram down the door, and you come to the stairwell, and as you... what do you do? What do you do? As you come to the stairwell, you can see the stairs go up and they go down. Are you going down?
Follow my nose wherever it goes.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a dog roll.
I'm rolling above.
Give me a sniffer.
Okay, so this is just 1d6.
Yep. Unless, yeah, nope, just a sniff, just
Great.
one, unless somebody wants to help.
I got a 1, so if anyone wants to help.
Yeah, you'd want to roll over. Is
I
anybody
can
helping?
toss another gadget in there. I don't know how many
Yeah. You
You
gadgets
guys
they're
could
gonna
all
let me create,
potentially
but
I think it also potentially you could all go and, like, suddenly sit down and all just, like, sniff at the same time. That kind of sounds like
So we all get
something...
to roll.
Yeah, you guys could all roll.
Well, I failed mine.
Synchronized sniffing.
Yeah, I'll help.
It's this human nose. This human nose is useless. It smells nothing. Not even wet.
Shockingly, I succeeded.
Wait, so
with
how
the
many
thing.
dice should we roll? One?
Just one, because unless your dog is specifically known for sniffing abilities, you feel like. Yeah.
What?
What? Did you have something?
Could I say that Labrador chocolate labs have good noses?
Well, all dogs have good noses, but I don't think labs are specifically known for having good noses.
They use labs when they train drug dogs.
True. Labs
Okay,
are the
that's
sniffer
fair. Yeah,
drug
go ahead and
dogs.
you can have two. You can have 2 dice for that.
Yeah.
So you guys want to
that
roll?
is true. Like they use like labs and like to.
You guys want to
train
roll
sniff
over your
drugs.
number,
Find drugs.
Oh no.
or equal to. If you get equal, you get a special. You get to ask me a question.
6 and 5.
So you got 2 successes.
Oh.
Did anybody else get a success?
Oh yeah, I did.
I got one.
Okay. Did anybody roll exactly their number?
No.
All right. So you two, Princess and Fantastic Fur, you guys can smell that Calico is upstairs. He's no longer in the basement. You can smell that it's coming from up. And the other 2 of you guys can't smell anything at all. But you follow your friends, and the 4 of you guys go up, and you find that the smell is coming from the roof of the building. So above the, like, as on the last floor, when you think like this has to be like where he is, because this is like the glass enclosed area, you go through, like, you see the beautiful view of the city outside the window, but you still haven't found him. And then you go up one more set of stairs, and there is the roof. The roof door, you can smell very strongly him coming from the other side of it.
The what door?
Now, the roof door, the door to the roof.
I just keep hearing barking. The what door?
The roof door?
The what?
The roof door. He's on the roof.
He's on the roof!
And you all start barking. No. So how do you guys want to go about this? You know that he's on the other side of the door.
Perhaps, my dear friend, you could create a much subtler way of unlocking the mechanism.
Yeah, this door's also locked.
Yeah.
Maybe our shapeshifter friend could help us out.
Yeah, could turn into a key.
Ooh.
What is shapeshifting didn't have rules, I assume?
No, it doesn't have rules. You make the rules.
Great. I will turn into a key.
Okay, I think maybe one of your paws you can like shift it to be the
see, now that makes I see that happening far more
I
likely
was
than
imagining
me
your
turning into a
snout
key.
turning into the shape of a key and just going.
Yeah, I don't think you can turn into like no longer to being an inanimate object. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
don't
that
know
makes more sense to me.
especially
Mostly
since
it's-
we've established that your powers are more like body
organic.
morphing.
It is, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll undo the morphing. I'll stop concentrating on the human face, and I
And
just
finally,
look like...
we see you again. We see you again. Finally.
Oh my
no
god, I'm
longer
a
silhouette.
chihuahua! and I'll just take one paw and I'll just sort of gelatinize it and push it into the crevice, and so when I pull
Yeah,
it
I
out, in theory, it should be in the perfect shape of a key.
I love that. That's gonna be a super roll, I think.
Yeah.
You'll definitely get 2 dice because it does use your superpower.
Someone tell me I'm a good boy! Someone tell me I'm a good boy! I'll do better!
You're a
That's
very good boy.
You can get 3 dice.
Can one of my
For that-
gadgets just be a button that says "You're a good boy"?
Okay, 4 dice.
Can I also say you're a good boy for 5?
Everybody's saying you're a good boy. You get 5 dice.
Alright, I go to open the lock! I'm trying to get over 3, right? Is it super? Or no, I'm trying to get under 3
what's-
because it's dog. I don't remember.
It's super. So
It's
you're trying
super.
to get under.
Under?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Oh no.
that's a 4, a 6, a 5, and a 5.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh, that
no.
is awful.
How?
I'm so sorry.
That's rough, buddy.
So I think what happens is a catastrophic failure.
A catastrophic.
You go to put your paw into the door, and you turn into a key. Like your whole body, you're still alive, but like you accidentally just like shrink down. You can't move anymore, and
I'll just can I talk, or am I just an inanimate object?
you can talk.
I'll yell out from the ground, I did it again!
And you
I'm
have
sorry.
legs. You're like a key with legs.
Someone pick me
I'm
up!
sorry, someone just put in the chat. Turns out he was not a good boy.
Oh
Oh,
my!
man. That is harsh. That is harsh. And unfortunately, it's also not the right size key for this lock.
Oh my.
Tag
I
out.
would
I'm out.
like to put rhinestones onto the key. That is the dog.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that.
This is my contribution to the moment.
Yeah, and you'll have another chance to re-transform out of this. You just need like a second to recoup. So you're not like out for the count. You just need a moment to recoup. So guys, what are you doing? You've got a dog-sized key, like a chihuahua-sized key with legs.
Fantastic Fur kind of like looks over to Peter Barker and goes, huh?
I say, yeah, I've got plenty of gadgets that could open this door.
Talk what gadget you have that is perfect for opening this door.
Ooh,
I will say also time is happening, so you guys can start to hear like a rumbling happening. The whole building is rumbling now.
Dun dun dun.
okay, so I have a special lock-picking mechanism. It is so this only works on certain locks, but I'm gonna try it. So it's basically just a plunger on the end of a long arm, and if you press it hard, then the air pushes out the lock.
Amazing. I love that. Okay, go ahead and I think you know what I think that works. You guys managed to set this up in such a way it happens to be the right kind of lock. So you guys poof, the door unlocks and it's subtle. And you guys are all on the other side of it, the door. And you can hear on the other side of it through the low rumbling of the building like a chanting in some abyssal language.
Chupacabra, would you like to sneak in your small size and examine the scenario?
You got it, boss.
You slide through. I'm not gonna make you roll for that because that's just like you're tiny. You're like I think you're like smaller than a dog probably. You're like slightly smaller than your normal form, like maybe like the size of a glass or something like that.
Okay. So I'm very large for a key, in fact.
Yes, that's why you didn't fit in the key. You were the right shape, but not the right size.
Yeah,
So-
okay. So I'll sneak in.
Yeah, so go ahead and describe to me like what that looks like a little bit with your key form.
My feet are small sticks, and they all waddle like this. And they make tiny clinking sounds like metal as I waddle into the room.
Amazing. And so you guys get in, you get into the room and you can see the picture that you guys had seen before that he had drawn. It's now like way bigger. It's on the entire entirety of the roof. It's been drawn on the whole roof. And like he's put each of the stones and potions and stuff on different corners of it. And he's chanting and like you can see like he's sapping light from the sun into like a ball in his hands.
That
That's what you
doesn't
see.
look like good news.
Can I use...
You go back and relay that.
Yeah,
to
I
him?
will. Yeah, absolutely. I'll come back. I'll be like, guys, he's eating the sun. But I'll describe it in far more detail.
And I'll say, like, now that you guys get a real look at it, you can see, like, one of the major aspects of the design is that it's got these clock hands on it. And as he, like, was sapping the energy, they start moving. like this drawing of clock hands. It starts moving.
I relay all that.
Yeah. What do you guys do?
Did you have an idea, Gadget?
Well, I'm thinking if I shine my laser pointer just right, then it will disrupt the sunlight going into the ball, and then might redirect back into Calico's eye.
That's fascinating. Okay, so go ahead and do you want to start with that? Are you guys ready to go in?
Are we ready to go in,
Yes.
everyone?
All right.
I
So,
had a quick question about our history with Calico. Do we know if, like a cat, he has a weakness for laser pointers?
I was thinking the same
yeah,
thing.
I think that he does.
Yeah.
I think he would have a weakness for laser.
We have a very
pointers. So,
powerful light in the room. If we could just find a way to leverage that.
yeah. I think that you guys would know that. I think that he does have a weakness to laser pointers.
Gadget? You got anything?
I have a laser pointer.
You just immediately push it at the wall. Go get it, boy.
Should I just point it at the wall and see what happens?
Can't
No,
hurt.
Calico
just
might be
making a
distracted
Sure.
by the bigger light.
I think you could probably you're pretty technologically savvy, so you could probably know the angles that you would need to use in order to super shine the sunlight that he's got in his hand onto a wall
Yes,
using the laser pointer.
that's what I would like to do.
All right. So, the four of you guys burst through the door and immediately begin interacting this plan. You dart over to the other side so that you can get the right angle. You dart onto the other side of the roof so you can get the right angle on with the laser pointer. Go ahead and give me a super roll to see how this goes.
All right,
I'll give you an
One.
extra dice because he's a cat.
so
and
2
it's a laser
dice.
pointer. Yeah,
All
and
right,
you're using your abilities, so that's 3.
3. All right. Oh boy, did I want to roll below or above? Below,
For
right?
super, you want to roll under or equal to.
All right, I got a 1, a 2, and a 2, and my number is
Woo!
4.
Woohoo! Okay, so a 3 is a critical success, which means you get an extra effect. So, what happens is so you distract him so much that he drops the sun. Like the light just like disappears completely, and he runs over to the wall as the light like starts to disperse, thinking like just like completely missing that the rest of you guys have come in as well. So he is occupied, and the attendant who had this glazed look in her eyes, like he couldn't concentrate on the spell that was mind controlling her. So it releases her, and she is like, whoa, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then she just bolts out the door. But the ritual, it's not, the clock hand is still moving.
I would like to trot over to this strange drawing and use the rather large poof on the end of my
Oh my
tail
God, that looks like
to
I'm
wipe
so
away the chalk.
To wipe away the chalk?
Yeah, my puffball poof.
Yeah, I think super or a dog, guys. What do we think?
I mean, what's their superpower again?
Strength.
Strength?
It's pretty
It doesn't
dog.
seem like it's a strength thing, yeah.
It's like you do that thing that dogs do where they sit and like slide across a floor.
But I do think I'm using my breed because of my poofy hair.
Yes, I do think that would give you an extra dice.
That's 2.
That's a 2? Is that
No, that's 2 dice. Oh,
okay? Yeah, so you got 2 dice. You
That's a
want to roll
6.
over your number. Okay.
And that's a 2. So
Okay,
that's 1 success.
Yeah, so that's a partial success. I think what happens is you're scooching along, and you're scooching around the circle, and then you come to a place where there's like a large something you guys hadn't realized from the image, or when you looked through the door. There's like this large box crate thing with a curtain over it. You bump into it, and the curtain slides down, and Guys, all 4 of your owners are in a cage on this roof right now.
What?
Calico!
So that's happening. What do you do?
I
They
make
don't
my snout
recognize
slightly
you because
longer.
you're in costume.
Even longer.
You're in costume. They recognize you as the heroes that you are, but they are all trapped here as well.
Wait,
And I
I'm a
think that
key. Of course he's not gonna recognize me. I'm a key.
We're in our costume, so they shouldn't.
Yeah,
recognize us.
they don't recognize you, but they're there.
Right.
And I think Calico turns around, covering his eyes and turning away from the wall, or covering their eyes and turning away from the wall. They say, "Oh, my friends," and start walking into the circle. "Oh, I figured you'd be here eventually. That's why I had to give you an extra prize, or rather me an extra prize, something a little extra special to hopefully give you an incentive to let me finish my duty." You see, there's a lot wrong in today's society. If you look around, you see all this technology, all of these developments that they're just not good for us. And something that I think is particularly wrong with the world, and he just has his eyes closed this entire time so he doesn't
Oh wait,
get
this is
distracted
our
by
chance.
the laser.
Don't let him monologue. Do something. Have a key.
I will run, and I will try to bite forcibly open the bars of the cage.
Yeah, I think that's a super roll. Go ahead and give me a super roll to pry open the bars of the cage. And you hear the people inside. They go, "Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! It's Princess!" But like the superhero one, they don't know that it's Princess the regular.
No one would ever guess.
No
That's
one
why I chose it. No one would suspect. That
Exactly.
is 2 successes.
Amazing. So you
For my
pry
super
open the bars, and he's still just walking towards the center of the circle, which is why I had to turn back time. Because heroes are what's wrong. Heroes are the worst thing, worse than the technology, worse than the corruption in
Can
government.
I do a
Heroes.
super check to try to stretch my key, come out of key form basically, and then stretch into a long wiener dog-like shape to trip him?
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead and
Alright.
give me a super roll. I think you get an extra dice for that being related to your power.
Okay, interesting. I got a 1 and a 4. My number is 3.
Okay.
And I don't remember which one it is, but that's 1 success.
So that's still 1 success. So I think what happens is you do trip him, but just barely, to the point that like you trip him and he trips forward a little bit, and then he opens his eyes, and he has made it far enough away from the wall, and he puts like both of his cat-like claws up against the side of his face so that he won't be distracted by the pointer anymore. And he goes, "As I was saying, heroes are what's wrong with today. And we need to get rid of them. Back when I first escaped from the crypt, we had adventuring parties. We had just simple magic swordsmen, things like that. But this is ridiculous. Heroed dogs? I don't even know what happened. So here's what I'm going to do." And he reaches down and he picks up your like wienered form, and he goes, "I'm going to turn back time and make it so that none of you are ever born." And then he drops you on the ground.
Yeah.
After like looking right in your eyes, and then he walks back over and he just like lifts up his hands and just starts doing the ritual again.
Are we on the roof? Right?
Yes,
Are we outside or inside?
you are outside on the roof.
Where? Okay. Where is he in relation to the lead?
Is at the edge of the circle, which goes all the way toward the concrete ledge. I didn't even think about that, but yes, he is close to the edge of the building.
Can I fly up, try to knock him over?
Absolutely.
Can I help by-
Is that too much?
No, it's not too much. I mean, there is no death in this game, but that is possible. You can
Well,
try to do that.
Cats
So that's
do
gonna be-
always land on their feet, so
From that high?
probably be okay.
That is going to be a super roll, and I'll give you an extra dice for it being your superpower. Did you say you wanted to help?
Yeah, I was gonna say, since I'm still in wiener dog form and he did drop me, if I run around behind him when he's pushed, do I help him trip and fall?
Yes, absolutely. So you get an extra dice for that as well. So you want to roll?
Me? I
So,
do?
yeah. So you got 3.
Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, it fell off the table. Should I roll the one again?
Sure.
6, 4, 3.
Okay, so that is
3 is my
one.
number.
Yeah. So you got 2. You wanted to roll under, so you did not. You did succeed, but just like with complications.
But 3 is my
So-
number.
Yeah. So 3 is your number. So you do have a super dog moment. So you can ask me a question, but that's still only a partial success.
Okay. So I
So
can
what's
ask
your
you.
question? Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some suggestions on the sheet if you want to use them.
Okay, I don't have it up. That's the problem. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
the question examples are, what are they really feeling? How do I get them to blank? Who should I be on the lookout for? What is the best way to, what's really going on here? You could also ask, like, how do I stop the blank? How do I do this, basically?
I guess. I mean, I'm already doing it. I'm already doing the thing I'm trying to do.
So you could hold, and then if later you have a question, you can ask it then.
Okay. I don't really, because I just don't know which one of those questions would be appropriate here.
Yeah, so I think it's a partial success. So that means that
So.
it sort of works. You do push him off the side of the building, but the two of you guys go just like flying across you lose control a little bit, basically, is what happens. So you overshoot it. So the two of you guys go crashing across the street into the building across the street.
So, don't knock him off the building?
You don't just
What
knock
do
him
you
off
do?
the building, you knock both of you guys off the building.
Okay, so
And yeah,
can I catch?
like all 3 of you guys go flying off the
Oh,
side
me
of the building, I
too!
think. Yeah.
That's new information!
Oh,
Yep!
okay,
Yep!
I want to catch. I should try to catch one of you guys, right?
You're fetching in the air. So give me a dog roll.
Wait, wouldn't that be super and dog since I'm actually using my
It's
power?
gonna be you add a dice to it because you're flying to fetch, but it is a dog roll.
Okay. So 2 dice.
Yeah.
3 and 1.
Okay.
Oh no!
That
It's a dog roll.
I keep
I think-
forgetting.
okay. So I think you do succeed in catching, and Calico just keeps falling. And you see him fall into the crowd. There's like a group of police that have arrived. They have like a trampoline set up for like a proper criminal catching. Somehow they knew this was gonna happen, so they catch Calico, and you can see as you grab and fly back. Unfortunately, the ritual is still going. The clock is still ticking.
Someone up there's got to take care of it.
Can I look through my goggles, my database that's going across my goggles,
Yes.
and search for how to change this ritual to actually just send Calico back in time?
Okay, yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me a super roll to do that research.
Okay, so 1 dice?
Yes.
Alright,
Well, plus
2,
1
right? 'Cause you're using your power?
You're using your power.
alright. I got a 4 and a 3.
Okay, so you wanted to roll under your number, and your number is 4? Amazing. So that is a success, and you also get to ask a question because it's a super success. It's just a solid success with no complications, and you get to ask an additional question.
So I find out how to change it from this. So I guess I'll ask, is Peter proud of me?
Aw.
Okay, so as you're flipping through, you find that you can send Calico back all the way, like, back in time. Where do you want to send him back to?
His first life, his second life, his third life. He's got 9 of them.
Well, he wants to go back to the crypt so much. Actually, can I send him forward in time? Would that help?
Yeah,
Would-
you can send him forward in time.
Because he would hate that.
Yeah, and I'll
So-
say, in your research, you do discover there is a time during Quelmar's timeline that is basically the end of the world, right, James?
Yeah, I mean, you could send him to the end of the world.
Yeah, I'll send
Okay.
Calico to the end of the world.
All right, so you learn that in order to do this, you have to rearrange the sacrifices, and there's not like a blood sacrifice that is necessary. Calico was just doing that to be a jerk. And so you learn that you can just rearrange. You learn like the pattern that you would have to rearrange the items, and then you have to, in order to make the clock hands go the other way, to send him into the future. And the answer to your other question, as you're flipping forward, looking through like, when could I send him? When could I send him? When could I send him? This like little like thing, you're like looking through your glasses that somehow are telling the future, basically. And you see like a little thing that just like has it's like Peter, like way older, like he's like an adult, and he has these two kids, and it's like this little like dialogue box that says, and Peter told his kids how much he loved his dog.
Wow, that is so sweet.
Oh, my heart.
It's amazing.
And we flip back to where the action is happening. The two of you guys fly up, and you've got this image that Gadget has found of what the ritual can be changed to. So what do you guys do? The building is shaking.
Have we come back? Have we landed again? Or
Yeah, you guys have landed,
Okay.
and I think as you land, the symbols start to light up like on the circles. Like it's about to happen.
We gotta
I'm going to
rearrange it.
Jump.
But you
I'm gonna jump into the drawing and try running the opposite way to see if I can like slow down the spokes and try to turn them back as everyone
I
is
think that's
doing
a great
this.
idea. I think that's definitely a super roll, or do you think that's a dog? I feel like that's super. That's like
Yeah.
different. That's different than just like running or catching or something like that. It's like a more calculated.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is under your number, right? Your number is 5.
6, which is not. So that's one success. Yes. as I
Yeah,
said.
so you definitely succeed. It takes all your energy though. Like you can't do anything else. You manage to like keep it from moving, but it's like hard. Your paws are scraping, the like concrete is like coming up into your fingernails and stuff like that. All right.
Hurry up!
There
My manicure!
there are 5 circles with different objects in them that you have to rearrange.
Can I do the slinky dog thing again? But this time I go to one, I grab the object, and then I stretch across the circle, and then like rubber banding, my tail end, which has the object, springs back into me to carry
Yes.
it quickly across the circle. to its new
Amazing. I
position.
love that. I think that that's a super roll, and you get to add a dice for it
Great.
because it's through your power.
I'll say, I got this one! Spring! Super is above my number or below?
Super is below.
I got 2 2s!
Okay, so that is that's a complete
That is
success.
a complete success.
So you flawlessly do that. For the first time, your powers are just like on your side today, and you just like completely whip these 2 items. So now there are only, you managed to get 2 at once.
Yeah, I
So
grabbed
there's only 3 left.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, there's 3 left, and a light starts to gleam in the center of the circle.
I'll go up to one and turn it the right way using my claw arms.
Yeah, so are you trying to get 2 of them or just 1?
There are 3 left?
Yeah, there are 3 left.
I'll try to stretch out and get 2 of them.
Okay,
And
yeah,
then
go ahead and
switch.
give a super roll real quick.
Yeah, stretch like this. Here, I'll show you.
You can add 1 since you're using your gadgets.
Alright, I got a 1 and a 3.
All right, that is another complete success. So we've got 2 of the other ones. You grab them both and are starting to move them around. There's just 1 more that's still in the wrong place. So, the only person not currently occupied is Fantastic Fur. Is there something that you can do to move that last object?
Can I maybe like fly over to try pick it up that way?
Amazing. Describe to me what that panel looks like.
Okay, Fantastic Fur does one of the like dives down, tries to pick it up or picks it up because I'm feeling optimistic, and then flies up again to try to take it away from the thing that we're
Awesome. So go ahead and give me that sounds like a super roll. Yeah. So
So just one dice.
yeah, you get to add another one because you're using your flight.
Oh. 4 and 3.
What's your number?
3.
Amazing. So that's one success. So unfortunately, it does have a complication, which is that as you're doing it, you knock one of the other items out of place. Like you collide with, let's see, who do you collide with? You collide with Gadget, you collide with Peter Barker, and so 2 of the items just like roll slightly out of the way.
I'm sorry.
But you do manage to grab them back in place, and the portal starts to swirl. But unfortunately, like you guys are all still right there.
I told you we should have had Steve join the team.
And
Uh-oh.
oh, she's gone. She's gone. She's
Oh.
gone.
No, got sent to the future.
They said, yeah.
So
Get back.
this portal kind of thing opens in the floor, and you guys hear like from down below where Calico is being handcuffed. You hear like, whoa, where are you going? As that whatever you guys did, it now is specifically targeting Calico. So it sucks. Calico comes flying up from the ground where the street was, and you can see like he's nearing towards it, but Princess is right there, was trying to turn the hands. So what is everybody doing to help Princess escape?
Look out, princess!
I'll use my air cannon to push Princess.
Amazing. So okay, so Princess,
So
how about
many
you make
gadgets.
a strength roll, and anybody, or a super roll. There are no strength rolls. A super roll to use your super strength to jump out of the portal, and everybody else describe how you help her.
Is this 2 dice or just the 1?
It's 2, because if you can explain how would you use your super strength.
Okay, that's a 1.
Okay.
And
I yelled,
Okay.
hey, princess, look out. Is that a help?
And you get an extra 1 for the air gun. I don't think lookout is enough.
That's all I had.
1, 4, and 4.
Okay.
Can I fly over? Oh wait, does that work? Do I not? I was.
Yeah,
gonna
that
hop, but does
succeeds.
work?
So you jump out just in time. The 4 of you guys scramble over, and Calico is sucked magically into this time-traveling portal into the future as rubble flies everywhere. And he goes, "Damn you, puppies!" And then suddenly there's silence as the light that emanated from the portal disappears, leaving the chalk marks gone, the objects destroyed. And you guys walk over toward the edge of the side of the building, and your owners have somehow managed to get down. They got down the stairs, and all that commotion, you distracted Calico so that they could get away. And someone down there goes, "Oh my gosh, look, it's Fantastic Fur." And that's Peter Barker. And Princess. And oh my god, no, it's the Chupacabra. And you just hear all these cheers, and you see the flashes of cameras coming from down, and the 4 of you, the last panel is an image of the 4 of you guys standing with your paws up on the ledge, and the silhouette of your heroic forms. And that's where we're gonna end the game. Thank you guys
Yay!
so much for playing Super Dogs. That was super fun. And just remember that no matter what kinds of crazy things life might throw at you, no matter what kind of roadblocks, ice cream trucks running into dragons, bunnies having a hard time living their lives because it's just hard to be a rabbit, or, bears stealing honey at random conventions in theaters, or dogs solving the world's problems with their heroic natures, but facing evil villains that are cats. No matter what life throws at you, keep rolling the dice.